What is going on, everybody? Another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures, and in today's episode, so I did say this in the review video of the Patrol. I want to sort of touch base on the tyres because I haven't talked about them yet, and I want to make a bit of a video that would be purely around the tyres, make a little bit more sense. Let's talk about these bad boys, the Maxxis Razor All-Terrains that are on the rig. Had them on there for a couple of thousand Ks now, but I want to go through sort of things that I've noticed with them, a few good things, a few bad things as always, and yeah, sort of my initial impressions, and then go on to sort of why I bought this particular tyre for the Y62. And for everyone, probably maybe for one viewer, I am wearing the florals, but let's get into it. All right, so Razor All-Terrain tyres. Let's go into the details, why I bought this particular tyres, and let's get into the details of, yeah, just some good and bad things about the tyres, because as I said, probably the big thing about this video, I bought these tyres myself, so I can say whatever I want to say about the tyre. I can tell them they're absolute pieces of shit or they're fantastic. It makes no difference to me. So let's talk about the size of the tyres, because that's generally something that a lot of people want to know. It is a 295 by 70 on an 18-inch rim. Patrols will come out, or let's say Y62s will come out with a 18-inch rim from factory, and you can't go any smaller than that. The brake calipers on these cars are huge, and the brakes on these cars are massive as well, so you can't go any smaller than an 18-inch rim, and yeah, you got to sort of make do with what you got. But with an 18-inch rim on this size, they're a 34, I think it's a 34.6, I'll put the correct size up on the screen, but 34.6 or around that kind of money, or most people say if you're going to put a 35 on a Patrol, this is the tyre size you go. Fitting on a stock lift, so this is a stock height lift with a few accessories on there, so you've obviously lost a little bit of your clearance, but they do fit with a stock lift. I will be getting this lifted in the next sort of couple of weeks, but yeah, you can chuck this tyre on with a stock lift and you shouldn't have any dramas at all. The tyres are on a 30 offset, so even with a 30 offset, which is not a very aggressive offset, yeah, these fit no dramas at all. Talking about sidewalls, as you can probably see on this particular tyre, I've had some sort of hits and that kind of stuff, just farting around, you know, just on tracks and that kind of thing. They do seem to be holding up pretty well. They bag out really nicely on the beach. So the other day I went camping down on the beach with the camper trailer, sort of giving that a bit of a run, a bit of a test, and I put these down to 15 psi, and I put the camper trailer down to 15 psi as well, and I had no dramas at all. This was fantastic on the beach, actually. It was towing really well, which is great to see, because when we do, you know, a big Australia trip, I really want to know that, you know, this is going to be good on the beach and these tyres are going to be good on the beach. So yeah, beach driving is probably the biggest test of these so far. Since, let's say, the 26th of December, I've probably had this thing on the beach 30 times over that. You know, we're in mid-February now. I've probably had on the beach 30 times, so been really heavily using these on the beach, and I can safely say they are a fantastic beach tyre. And as I said, they bag up really nicely. I didn't want to go the big mud terrains because they generally have the stronger sidewalls, but then you have the issues of bagging out the beach and that kind of thing. So I use this mainly for off-roading, but it's not crazy off-roading. If I was going to go crazy off-roading, I'd probably buy a dedicated set of tyres for that, instead of trying to sort of use these for two applications, because I know these are designed for like beach work and light off-roading and that kind of stuff. That's what I'd use them for. I wouldn't go trying to put these up Brunswick and, you know, going up mud hills and all that kind of stuff, because I think they would probably cake up pretty quickly in the mud. But, you know, I have to give that a bit of a go when we start getting some rain and some mud again, because I think these were installed around sort of October, November last year, and I only had a little bit of rain. I did a few sort of hill climbs and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't anything really sticky. It wasn't that real sticky clay that you get like in Brunswick and that kind of stuff. So I can't give you a real good answer on how they sort of go with mud so far, because I haven't really been in there hard enough to test it yet. And I want to sort of lift the car before I start doing some of those harder tracks, if you know what I mean. Just to test it out, just to see how they go. So I've had Maxxis before, and I wasn't overly happy with the last set of Maxxis. They were the 980 All-Terrains. They were a horrible tyre. When I was getting to sort of about 40,000 Ks in those, they were just so noisy, and I really hope this doesn't happen with this set, because these are really nice and quiet. When I'm on the blacktop and that kind of stuff, you know, driving 110, I don't really notice them at all. So the noise is quite good. As I said, they're not a really aggressive all-terrain. They're, you know, like they're sort of like an in-between, but yeah, they definitely haven't become noisy yet. But yeah, those 980s I had on the Trident, they were useless. They were so noisy, and they caked up really quickly in mud and that kind of stuff. Great on the beach, but they caked up really quickly in mud. But yeah, so moving forward, and as things progress, and as I use sort of this car more off-road and doing more different things with the car, like rocks and that kind of stuff, I just want to sort of give you guys a bit of an update, probably at like 40,000 Ks, because, you know, this is when I first got them. They've been on there. I don't know how many Ks I've put them. Probably, hard to say. Maybe 5,000, maybe. Not sure. But yeah, we've done a few good trips and sort of since I got them. So yeah, probably about 5,000 Ks, maybe. I'll just, around that area. But yeah, no. First thoughts, really happy with them. I picked them up pretty cheap. I think this was about, for 5, it was about 1,500 off the top of my head, 1,500 or 1,600 bucks. So they were pretty cheap for the size of the tire and the amount I got. In saying that, I do have a pretty good relationship with my tire guy, and he sort of looked after me. But yeah, it was about 1,500 bucks. So I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, so far, beach work, all the stuff that I've done with the car, they've been fantastic. A little bit about a mud. Yeah, they've been pretty good in the mud. So yeah, I'll sort of test that as it goes along. But yeah, what else can you talk about? The tires. It's really hard to do tire videos because you're talking about a bit of rubber that sits on your rim, and for some reason, they're one of the most talked about subjects in four-wheel driving. When you go to maybe it's just me, but when you get new tires, you just start researching like a madman, and then you get all these ideas and get all these opinions from people and all that kind of stuff, and then you end up with obviously a decision. I ended up with my decision because this is all they had in stock, and we had COVID, we had supply issues, and it was a pain in the bum to get a set of tires, so I went with these. The other reason, I was actually hoping to go a Toyo RT again, but unfortunately they don't do it in the size that I wanted. They only do it in like a 265, which is not really much bigger than stock, and it wasn't going to give me the clearance that I wanted to do with the stuff that I do with the car. And once I put a 2-inch lift on it, they were going to look really small. So I didn't want that sort of investment into those tires and then jack it up and then it looks a bit, how you going? But no, so far really, really happy with these so far. As I said, the Maxxis Razor all-terrains have been pretty good. I'll keep you guys updated moving along, but yeah, I can sort of safely say if you're going to get something like this, it's been, let's say, as a recommendation, being fairly new, I could say so far all things are well, but yeah, happily update you anything along the way. If anything goes wrong, if I get any punctures, actually, I was going to check on the pitting, but it's been pretty good. I haven't had much chipping or pitting yet, so I'll keep you updated. Maybe doing a little bit more rocks and gravel and that kind of stuff. I mean, I've done a fair bit of rocks and gravel, but I just want to sort of do a bit more rock forward driving and see how they handle, getting those sharp edges and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. But as I said, I can't really talk too much more about tires. It's a big black rubber thing that sits on your rim. But another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures. If you have any other questions about the tires, guys, as I said, it's a bit of a quick video. It's a little bit of a short, sharp, sweet one, but I don't want to sort of bore you too much on your Saturday. I'm talking about tires. But put your comments down below. I've actually got a video coming up. I'll talk about this in this video. I've got a video coming up. I'm going to do a 3-day solo trip on how I live out of this when I go camping. Because I just haven't done enough filming with me in the four-wheel drive, doing what I do and actually enjoying it. I sort of keep those trips and that kind of thing to myself because I quite like being in the moment and not having to film the whole thing. So I'm going to do a 3-day trip, do a bit of a solo video, taking the old Leaf out of Graham Carhill's books to the old solo trip. But down in the comments below, put on what you want to see in that video, and I'll get to filming it. So as always, if I don't see you in the next video, I might see you out here in the tracks and trails. If I don't see you in the tracks and trails, I shall see you later. Enjoy your Saturday, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye.